Well, good morning. This is Frank in Williamsburg, and you've joined us as we continue our journey through the book Faith Without Religion. Today, we are at entry number 162, which is titled Significance of Righteousness. So, let's see what God had to say about that. Man's understanding only leads to man's reward, says God. You may have to receive such rewards in the course of being in the world, but use them only to reflect my glory working through you. In order not to fall into the deception of being of the world, be sure that anything you attract is a byproduct of your diligence in promoting my agenda and not your own. The enemy drapes so many in the appearance of approval, but how quickly it dissolves away, leaving only misery, despair, and bewilderment. Then they pick themselves up and head off back around the same mountain. Seek first the kingdom has more substance than anyone can imagine, says God. There is no time to let things fall into place. You have to pick them up and put them into place. An ounce of action will outweigh 100 pounds of thoughts and plans and ideas every time. A plan of action that is not adhered to and acted upon is like a huge table of food that remains uneaten. It holds all the promises of provision, but is only spoiled. Trying to eat it the next day is pointless. Be relentless in your determination to establish my system, my timetable, my plans. This is where you consistently see the resistance, because this step will put you fully in the flow which you know is desirable. The enemy also knows the power of this flow and strives to keep you from it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper applies to those walking in the fullness of my protection, says God. A man walking naked into the battlefield will surely perish. Those cloaked in the armor of righteousness will surely deflect all the fiery darts of the enemy with the shield of faith. These are not new ideas to your ears. A man knows that if he stops breathing oxygen, he will die. He breathes it every day without fail, without reminder. He does not need me to urge him or encourage him to do more of it or keep it as a priority. How much more then should you seek to breathe the oxygen of my purpose? For that is breathing life into your eternal being, which is not of this world. It is important to understand the significance of your righteousness. If you are not righteous, you are blended in with the rest of the leaven and can bear no fruit. If others misperceive your confidence in the truth as arrogance or self-righteousness, then let them wrestle with their own imperfections. Walking in the truth will shine a light to their feet. Your calling is clear, but now you must walk in it daily and take only the steps confirmed by my Spirit. Yes, it is a long and winding road, but there is a joy to be found in the suffering that the human mind cannot be appreciated of. The radiant glow produced through your willingness to walk this path brings a joy to the spirit. The suffering is for the flesh and the soul that wrestles against the direction of the Spirit. When your spirit unites with mine and follows the path of truth, you can enter into the realm of unspeakable joy that will one day be the very atmosphere of my coming kingdom. Breathe deeply, says God. Fill yourselves with the power of my Spirit and walk. Wow. Well, there's a couple of very key things in there. I like the phrase, an ounce of action will outweigh 100 pounds of thoughts, plans, and ideas. That's why in his word, God encourages us. He says, don't just hear the word. You have to be doers. You have to get out there and do something. It's no good you just knowing how blessed somebody else could be if they are following the Lord's plan for their lives, because they may just be waiting for you to tell them. Every interaction that you have with another human being is not by accident. There's a plan behind it. God doesn't interfere. He lets you exercise this free will that he gave you. He even knows what decisions you're going to make. The thing is, do you? Because you'll be much more inclined to make the right decisions and to walk in righteousness if you keep feeding yourself with the fuel that guides you in that direction. And you'll only get that through prayer, through reading God's word, and through just refocusing on the truth. Remember, if the truth path is straight, the enemy is going to lay the lies right next to the truth. So this path over here that looks pretty good, but if it doesn't line up with God's perfect will and word, it's not good. This one over here it's not too bad. Not too bad is not enough. Because not too good and not too bad will eventually lead you further and further away from the truth. And we don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. None of us know how much time we have. What I can tell you is those that spend time in the spiritual realm, that have got themselves as close to the Lord as they can be, they'll tell you that there is something going on in that spiritual realm right now, that we are inexorably closer to the return of our Messiah. When he comes back for his bride, that's you. You're part of that. And you deserve to be part of that. But you have to make a conscious effort now. You can't do it afterwards. You have to do it now. And you'll be blessed. It's just going to be so much fun. What do you mean it's going to be fun, Frank? How can it be fun? It sounds like it's the direct opposite of fun. It sounds like you're telling us to just put all the things that we like doing away and just sit and read the Bible all day. No, that's not what I'm telling you. Remember what we said just now, that the Lord calls us to be doers of the word. So when we fuel ourselves up with the truth and the power of the Spirit through his word, then we go out and we interact with people. And we do just like Jesus did, like Yahushua did when he walked on the earth. He spent his time with people, just loving them, just being an example to them, just letting the Spirit within him that was so powerful touch them, heal them, encourage them. That's what you can do. Oh, but I'm just a lowly worker. It doesn't matter what you are. You're what the Lord said you are. You're the king's son or the king's daughter. You're highly favored. You were hand-selected before the beginning of time to make your contribution to God's eternal kingdom. Forget the NFL draft. You've been drafted into the most powerful team that the world has ever seen or will ever see. So every day can be filled with this joy. You just have to tap into it. You just have to know the reality of it and see the beauty in it. I promise you, once you get in touch with this message, your life's going to change, because every day has new meaning. Every little interaction that takes place between you and others has new meaning. because it's just so important. You are so important, and never lose sight of that. All right, have a blessed day, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow. Bye for now.